particular webinar. It's going to be amazing. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be one day very, very soon. What are we talking about today? We are going to be looking at a few different things. Let me just get rid of some of these note takers. Get your bets in. Love it, Janelle. Thank you. All right. Well, it doesn't look like we got many Firefly people in today, which is pretty awesome. Maybe they've got the message. On the last webinar I did, I was sending the Firefly bot rude words and things like that. They've obviously got the message not to attend my webinars. We don't want them. Sign into chat. So we are streaming this on YouTube. So if you do want to watch the replay is going to be there straight after the call. Automated marketing.agency. I'm just attempting a new thing which I didn't do on my last webinar that I streamed. I'm hoping to be able to see the chat that comes up. So, oh my goodness, two-step verification. Everything is going on. You would think I'd get all this stuff organized beforehand, but no, that's not how I roll. So let's do some housekeeping. No self-promotion in the chat, please. Feel free to say what you like in the chat, just not self-promotion, nothing political. We don't need that here. There's enough of that in the rest of the world. And if you have any questions, that's what I'm here for, to answer your questions. Feel free to ask them in the question and answer system within Zoom. Other than that, anything pretty much goes. Wow, the list is getting bigger. I love it. I love it. Who is here for the first time for one of my webinars? Put in the chat first time, or first if you are here for the first time. And if you've been to more than 5 of my webinars, put a emoji or something. Oh, lots of first times. Awesome. Okay. Gareth, I didn't ask about your experience. I asked whether this was your first time or not, but thanks for being honest. Okay. I am expecting a text message from Google, but it's not coming through. So yeah, feel free to fill out questions. So out of those first timers, what brought you here? What made you join today? I'm a bit frustrated. Nicole's frustrated. Okay, maybe Gareth can help you. Nicole, tell me what you're frustrated about, and I'll hopefully help you out. Break me in gently, says Gareth. Want to learn about white label of Famous, white label of Deal, white label cider, white label of Famous. Okay, we can definitely look at that. Let me just type in this 6-digit code here, because I'm hoping to get this 442. Let me read out the 6-digit code to everyone on the webinar, although you're not going to type it in faster than me. But anyway, all right, cool. Are we there? Okay, it looks like I have chat for the live as well. We are cooking on gas. So the last thing I need to do is share my screen with you. So let's do that. Share. And which one are we going to share? Let's share the big main one. That's easier. It's got all my banking and everything else on it. What can go wrong? Not much, right? Okay, so you should now be able to see my screen. I should have moved to the corner so I'm out of your way. And we are good to go. Let's get my question and answers up, just in case anyone does answer any questions. But we are going to cover, who was that? Coach Lyons asked about white label, and Janelle has put in here the link to my white label. So this is what we're going to be looking at. How did this get set up, and so forth. So first of all, we are going to open up Famous. So let's do that first. Famous.ai. I'm obviously logged in. We're going to go to my dashboard, and in my dashboard, in everybody's dashboard, whether you have white label or not, there'll be this white label link at the top right hand side. And when you click on that, if you don't have white label set up, you will be asked to subscribe to their white label, and I think it's something like $67 a month for white label. And then I don't know the exact math of what commission you get, but it's something like 30 to 40% of the subscriptions that you get back. And so then you're going to set this up. So first of all, you need to choose what domain you have. And so in this case, we've got app.zimboni.ai, and as Janelle put, that's the address that goes to. So that's the first setting you're going to do. Then the name, Zimboni.ai in this case, or Famous.ai. You obviously don't want to call it that because that's what you're white labeling. Then you've got two logos. The logo itself, which is used as the fav icon and other places, and then the word mark logo, which is used along the top of the site. So when we go into our dashboard, that's the word mark logo is used there. Then you've got the colors. And for those of you that aren't a virgin for my webinars, you will know that everything I do is purple. And I don't normally wear red t-shirts, but I'm sporting my Lightning McQueen shirt today. And so it's not purple because Lightning McQueen doesn't wear purple. So anyway, you've got these three different colors of purple. Then you've got enable homepage, which is switching on or off. If we go back to here, this section here. So that's the homepage settings. And then you've got the homepage title. That's because I'm logged in, I'm seeing something different. Let me just quickly log out of here and refresh this. So there you've got dream it, build it, launch it, which is what's set here. Dream it, build it, launch it. Start with a thought, end with a working app. Start with a thought, end with a working app. So we're controlling what is displayed on the white label. And then your default prompts, that is underneath here, whether you want to have people be able to just click and it designs something, something new. And so that is what those are. And then you've got custom code, things like Google Analytics, etc. As you see, I don't have anything custom code set up. And then down the bottom is how much, here we go, earn 40% of the base price. So I charge exactly the same as what Famous charges. However, I could say I want to charge twice as much. And then I would get 40% of the first half of it, and then 50% of the second half of it. So basically it would work out effectively, I don't know if the math works, but 90% of their original price is what I would end up getting if I left it at that. But obviously I don't want to leave it at that. And then you can see here that I don't have many users. I've spent $0 promoting this. But you can see how many users I have. I just received a payout, which is why my payout balance is 0. They pay me via Zelle every month. I get, a small amount via Zelle. It's not huge. 13 users don't make you rich. Could you mention the price again? The price for white label, I believe, is $67 a month. So if you go into Famous, into your dashboard and click on white label, before you see any of this, it will tell you how much it is. Oh, 64. Sorry. That's what that random 64 was earlier, Coach Lyons. Thank you. So it's $64. I see that now. It makes sense. It's $64 on top of whatever you're paying for Famous. So you need a Famous subscription, which could be a $7 subscription with Famous, and then a $64 subscription. And then, so scrolling down, the last thing is you've got my subscription is active, and then you can manage your payment method to pay your monthly billing and so forth, which I'm obviously not going to go into. So that is white label. Then all you need to do is drive traffic to your domain. Okay. And so the way I drive traffic to the domain is I have the club, which is for people that are building AI apps. So it's club.ai builders, and this has a load of tools that are designed for people that are developing apps with Famous, including my snippet library, which is really, really popular. And so what I do as an offer is, if you use my white label, then you get club access for free. So you basically get even more value by using my white label instead of going directly to Famous. So it's a bit of an incentive for them to use my white label. Other than that, you obviously use Famous directly. Doesn't bother me. When I'm coaching people, I'm coaching the same thing because it is the same app. It just has a different coat over the top of it. It really is the same technology. Everything is the same. You can't create custom features or anything like that. You're just basically reskinning Famous.AI. And that is white label. I hope that helps. What is that? Okay, wow, Nicole, that's a lot. I was sent this email as a hook to come back to Zoom meeting back in January when I had literally just started my membership and I knew nothing about how the platform worked. I tested it out and now realizing what it would cost me, thinking it would give me something to discuss during the Zoom meeting. Copy and paste this prompt to go viral. I'm in an industry, my audience, I want to go, give me 10 screens, thank us later. What it did was burn through over 20,000 credits, did not even create videos longer than 8 seconds. So AI will only create 8-second videos. What you need to do is then put them together to make a bigger portion. If you want, like Super Cool, for example, isn't a video creator. It is a one tool does all creator. And so you're going to end up with, a mediocre version of a lot of things. Now it's improving, but that 8 seconds is pretty much the limit for most off-the-shelf AI. Now, if you want to create longer, you need to use things like HeyGen or those sort of things. And so, I mean, for example, I use HeyGen for a lot of my stuff. And if we go into here, you'll see one of the videos that I created was 5 minutes long. Where is it? Let's do a search here for Janelle, can you put the link for Stop Wasting Your Time, the 3-step prompt process, in the chat for me, please? I can't find it. Here we go. I found it. I mean, you still put the link there because this is helpful for everybody. But this video here, it is 5 months old. Imagine. Oh, okay. It's going to have a base 44 ad first. So let me just turn that volume down and let that play in the background. And this video was written with 11 Labs, the clone of my voice, and HeyGen. Okay. It's so good that base 44 are paying above the odds to sponsor all my videos because they like to take over. So this video, I'll play it now. Let's turn the volume back up. I then described the actual result that I got. What I expected next, I described what so well. Clarity. The AI can see exactly. So this whole video was created with 11 Labs, HeyGen, and ChatGPT, who wrote the script. Obviously, you could use Supercool to write the script, not a problem. Drop the script into HeyGen, HeyGen connected to 11 Labs, and now you've got a video that you can go viral with. And this isn't necessarily viral, it's 500 views, but 500 views for a video that's very niche is pretty impressive. So that's, let me go back to that thing. So it's pretty shady marketing tactic to get over $100 out of a new user who joined. Okay, I'm not gonna comment on pricing and things like that. I don't work for Famous. I don't work for Supercool. I don't work for Famous Labs. I'm an independent expert, so I can't comment on any of that. What I can comment on is if you use the tools right, then they do work, and what you were trained on is actually true. It does work. I have been in the Famous ecosystem using Famous.AI since day 2, I think I got in, and I have created hundreds of apps. I have helped hundreds of clients and delivered stuff. Super cool, I'm very new with, but I love it. I love it. Let me see if I can find this image that I created. Well, I say I created. Super cool created for me just the other day. It's the best. Here it is. I love it so much. This is the best AI generated image. Look at everything that's going on in this image. It's just so cool. It's super cool. There's so much detail, and this was created for something like $2. $2 for a unique piece of artwork that is just fantastic. Now, why did I create this? I'm creating this to create a product that a friend of mine can sell on Etsy. And so this is going to be magnets and tea towels and things like that using this same image. And it's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. And the new thing with Super Cool is that now when people like or comment on your posts, you get points or credits. So for example, this person started following me. I got 30 credits. This person liked one of my agents. So I now have agents in Super Cool. Let's go into my agents here. I've got 3 agents running. One, which is creating Jellycat pictures. For those of you that have been in my webinar know I'm a big Jellycat fan. And so this agent every 6 hours creates a brand new picture all about Jellycats. And so look at this one. It looks like a real store with real products in it, which are real Jellycat products. And this cute girl choosing her next Jellycat. I know that feeling. Not being a cute girl, I know the feeling of choosing a new Jellycat. Just really, really cute. So that's one of my agents that I have here. Another one of my agents is this gorgeous, I'm a big circus fan. Those people that have been in my webinars for a while, you're going to get to really, really know me, all these different things that I'm into. And so this agent here is creating circus images every 6 hours. Look at these images. They're just fantastic. This one was 151 credits, and it just is fantastic. It's just amazing. So, and then what's my other agent? Well, my other agent I'm not very impressed with. It was a vibe coding agent, and it was supposed to be creating things all related to vibe coding. And although it did create this, which was nothing to do with vibe coding, then it started doing, this sort of thing, which is kind of cute, but it's also creating these text things. Not kind of impressed. I need to train that agent more. But that's super cool. And so then you get credits back when people start liking it. So if you look at my Streamline 9 minutes ago, I got 30 credits. Then I got another 30 credits 14 minutes ago, 7 credits, 7, just because I'm publishing my my stuff. Let me put my URL here so you can see some of the stuff I've created. And I say I've created. This is how much you get attached to this. That's my link. You can follow me and see everything. So it's kind of like social media meets ChatGPT, which is really cool. Here's a nice picture. This is based off Magritte. If you don't know who Magritte is, another thing that I like. I'm going to do a quiz. In the middle of the year, I'm going to do a quiz and see how much everyone knows me. Okay? See if you can list 15 things that Marc P. Summers likes. Magritte, Jellycats, Circus, etc., etc. I'm going on a cruise next week. Here's an image that it created for my cruise. Here's some Jellycat cartoons that it created with zero information about what I wanted, and it just went ahead and realized that this is how every Jellycat collector feels. They unbox a Jellycat. They then get to 3 a.m. and they're like, oh, I need to order another one. And then they get to, did I have too many? And then it's like, this is going to be my last one, which we all say every time. And, no, I'm not going to embarrass myself by showing you how many I have right next to my desk because, this is another little image that it created. On cruises, people like to hide ducks and people find ducks. It's kind of a weird cruise thing. It's better than following pineapples. And so this was a little image that I created for that. So Nicole, that prompt didn't come from me. So you were probably supposed to be in a different webinar, not this one. There is a super cool webinar that goes on Wednesday. So you're probably in the wrong webinar if you think that links you to here. Yeah, so the schedule here, that's super cool orientation. This isn't super cool orientation. This is Marc P. Summers Mega Wednesday webinar. So you're in the wrong webinar if you think that came from me. I don't make claims on how much money you can make. Yes, you can make money. Yes, all this pays my mortgage. But yeah, that isn't from me. So I'm glad that I was at least able to show you that it's not a scam. Super cool is super cool, but you do have to use the tools. It's just like you can't go to Home Depot and buy a whole load of tools and then expect a house to appear. You actually need to use that money. Coach Lyons, how to make money? You build apps and you launch them. A lot of people get halfway through building an app and they give up. And then they don't get to launch them and they don't get to make money. So in the App Store, I have 3 apps in the App Store live right now within the industry that you're in. Giving up is easy. Exactly, Devon. Devon knows perseverance. Devon definitely knows perseverance. And then Janelle has just put the link in for my new service, appcpr.dev. So if you have got to the point that you can't continue, this service here, appcpr.dev is new. We're about to have to close the doors because it's amazing how many people are finding this now. I did send an email to the old webinar list, but it's I've got a call today. A triage call today and another one tomorrow. So if they both or when they both sign up, there might be a little bit of a waiting list because there is just me and Janelle doing these projects, and I won't farm that out to anybody until I've seen their work. So you'll always be working with me or someone I respect, such as Janelle. I keep convincing Devon that he wants to give up the junk industry, but so where are we? There's so many questions. How about covering 3D images from Super Cool and getting them into Famous? Well, I have. Let's go back to my profile. I created this little 3D image which then I produced an STL file, and I made a 3D print out of that. This was, I didn't do this was super cool, but another little articulating cruise duck that was all created with AI. Very easy to give an idea, create an image, and then get AI to create an STL file. But getting it into Famous, tell me why a 3D image is needed in Famous, where Famous is creating apps and so forth. I'd like to know more about that, Sean. Let's look at some of these questions because they're coming in. Thank you, Vincent. Thank you, Gareth, for coming to you. If you build for your clients who are not on Famous, do you move their project from Famous to your white label when their project is finished? It really depends, Vincent. So what I would suggest you do is convince them to use host.ai app.builders, my hosting service. And then when they've signed off their app, host it there and put their project to sleep. And tell them if they want updates, then you're available to do those updates, obviously at a fee. And then if they don't want to use you, then just give them a zip file of the code and they can do what they like with it. But if they break it, then you're not responsible, or you'll charge them even more to fix it. And you'll go back to the backup that you have still sleeping in your app. Or you could ask them that when they're ready to go live, that they sign up for your white label, and now they're paying for hosting through your white label, and from there they can edit it or do whatever they like. But for most of my clients that come for me to develop it from scratch, they're not interested in seeing the code. They like to know that they've got a little zip file as a backup, but they're not interested in kind of editing it or whatever. Or they realize that if they mess up, now they've got an expensive bill from me to get it fixed. So yeah, that's what I do with most of my clients. All right, I hope that helps, Vincent. Gareth says, really informative session. Well, thank you, Gareth. I've clearly been missing out. Would have joined them sooner if I'd known. So, Gareth, I do 3 webinars a week, 2 public, 1 for my club members. And Janelle will put the link for the events in the into the chat. Once you've built the app, is it easy to implement it and then move it off Famous to deploy it independently? It depends on what hosting service you use, Gareth. You can download the code and then host that wherever it allows you to use React hosting. I have my own hosting service. Janelle's just put the link in the chat, which allows you to take the zip file from Famous and just drop it into your control panel and it will deploy it. And so that makes it super easy. I'd actually created a system that used GitHub, but before that, one of my clients is 80 something. And he was like, no, this is too many steps. Can you make it less? And at the point, it was like 10 steps. And I'm like, well, I probably could make it 5. And I ended up making it 2 steps. You download the code and you drag and drop that code onto your hosting service, and boom, it's done. And so if an 80-something-year-old man can drag it, he has 3 apps with me, and he easily just downloads the code and throws it onto his hosting profile, and it deploys it very easily. I don't normally give out discount codes for hosting on this particular webinar, but if enough of you say, hey, I want a discount in the chat, I might consider it. So let's, that one there is answered, done. Devon says, is there a way to get a SaaS web app to allow the mobile user to log in with Face ID and fingerprint? No. So the Face ID is only available to native phone apps. You can get them to use passkeys, which then they can set up with fingerprint, Face ID, 1Password, LastPass, or whatever, and that can be used for your web app. But it wouldn't necessarily be a native login with Face ID. It would need to be what am I talking about? Oh my goodness. It would need to be a passkey is the only way you could do that. What about push notifications on PWA? You can do push notifications on Chrome as a PWA. On the browser, you would need a third-party service which is basically an app that's installed on the phone, which will then do the push notifications. It's not as easy to do push notifications with a mobile PWA. That being said, it is something for an app that I'm handling right now. So I'm kind of working on the best way of doing notifications. So keep an eye out, Vincent. I might have a solution for you soon. All right, let me catch up on this chat because I've been looking at questions. Come to the purple side, Devon. Oh, right, yes, exactly. Giving up is easy. Absolutely. Okay. It's part of the app having a 3D image in my app. Okay. I mean, if you had a 3D image viewer on the page, then all you would do is you put the 3D image file in a Supabase bucket and then tell the 3D image viewer to use that image. So it's promptable, very promptable, but you'd need to put the file in a Supabase bucket or have a program where or a function in your app where you're uploading it into a Supabase bucket. If we don't have any other questions, I'll show you that just quickly. Okay, link to the events, link to hosting. I'm not sure I can pull off purple now. Now, Devon, with that beard would look amazing in a quartz Cadbury purple. It would look awesome. Don't quit just yet. Keep talking to us, Devon. Quick question. How can I monetize to business, help them scale steps to present a sales pitch, then directly upgrade their host page? Can you show me? That's a lot, Veronica. I'm not quite sure how to break that down into multiple. How do I monetize the business, help them scale steps to present a sales pitch, and then directly upgrade their host page? Can you show me an example? Anyone that wants an upgraded something, you basically demo what you can do live on a Zoom call. And then they buy because they like what they see. You deliver and they pay you. Well, they pay you and then you deliver. That's how it works. It's not rocket science. It's Gareth wants a discount. Nobody else does though. Oh no, Nathaniel wants a discount too. I can get the last 2 websites to move the app to deploy it. Wait, can I get the last 2 websites to move the app? Dale, I don't understand that question. Can I get the last 2 websites to move the app to deploy it? No, you have to rephrase that for me. Janelle's back, so we can stop. We need to stop talking about Janelle. And Joshua wants a discount. Okay, so this is actually normally reserved for my club members. But if you use the code in the hosting service, Janelle will put the link in there again. This gives you 35% off my already discounted hosting for your apps. So there's the link, and that's 35% whether you do and annual, which is an even bigger saving, or monthly. And it will be for as long as you stay with me, which will be forever, because you won't want to leave because it's so awesome. We launched the hosting service in November. See if you can guess how many support issues we have had since November. Throw a number out there. How many support issues? Gareth, you're over. 10,000, Veronica. Vincent, you're under. We've had two. One of which I couldn't solve. And yes, Devon guessed two. He is actually one of them. And he's the one I couldn't solve. We have a slight issue with one of Devon's apps. Not because of the hosting service, just because of the way the code was built. But yes, two. Do you win a prize? Yes, you win 35% off when you join the hosting service. So well done. But yeah, the hosting service is just awesome. Let me show you how it works. That might help. So we're gonna go to a project. Okay, here is the app CPR service. Okay, so I'm not going to make any changes to this because it kind of works. And I'm going to go, but let me log into the hosting as well. So host.ai app builders. We're going to go to my projects. And in my projects, we have app CPR. Okay, so I'm logged into my hosting project. And I'm logged into my Famous project. This is how easy it is to update it. I go to code, I click on download. It downloads a zip file to my drive. I either drag that zip file and drop it onto here, like this, or I can click select zip and just grab it from the thing. That is it. Job done. It's now deploying. It is so easy. So easy. Joshua, how come we can't send individual messages to certain people? Because I don't like spam in my webinars. If you've got something to say it to everybody. And remember, no self-promotion. I'm a treat. Yes, it sounds like it. Okay. Dale, I was talking about the app or website I can use to bring the codes from Famous to deploy. Host.ai app.builders. The link is just a couple above your message, Dale. You posted two links we can go to. Yes, so club. So let me go through all these links because we've got a lot of links going out. So club.ai app builders, the one that Janelle just put, it has a load of different apps for people using Famous. So you've got Grandma, for example. If you haven't been to my webinars before, go and look back on my YouTube channel for some of those replays, because I use Grandma to create the initial prompt to give to Famous. Okay, and she creates the best prompts for creating apps. I have not created an app in the last 3 or 4 months without getting Grandma to create my prompt first. Okay, the second best thing is the prompt snippets. This gives you great snippets such as the time machine snippets, the set all icons snippet, the simplify login and sign up snippet, which again, I don't create an app without running this particular prompt across that app. These snippets are invaluable when you're creating an app that is going to be launched and making money. So that's the club. Then you've got host.ai app builders, which is my hosting service. So it allows you to deploy, and you don't have to keep worrying about your hosting bill getting huge. It's a flat fee for a month, 24/7 hosting, and allows you to keep your app alive. What you do is you download your code, you upload it here, and then you put your project to sleep on Famous so that it isn't charging you any hosting on Famous. It's asleep on Famous and only running on Host.ai app builders from there. And then the other link that Janelle posted was the appcpr.dev. This is for those people that got to the certain point and they're like, I am done. I can't get any further than this. And I want somebody else to finish this off because I believe in the app that I'm building, but it's just too much for me. I don't have the skills that I didn't realize I needed, and I just want someone else to finish it. And so that's what that is for. Basically, you book a $197 triage call. During that triage call, we go through a very fixed format, which works out what your app does, what is working, what isn't working, what should be working, and then we get a complete spec of what your app is going to do, and then we give you a quote on what it's going to cost, to fix it and to get it ready to launch, and then we take off the $197 you've already paid from that price, and so that if you move forward, you get that back. If you don't move forward, you have a nice list of all the things that you still need to do in your app. Okay, that's that. Let me go back over these chats. I covered that. Joshua, yeah, but it's a secret. Okay, fine. Done with you. App CPR. Thank you for your time. You're welcome. Joshua says thank you. Okay, so that's all the questions. So let's do this. Let's fix. I'm currently looking at the App CPR site. We've got this button that's overlapping this button, and I don't like it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a screenshot of the issue, just like this. We're going to go to Famous, and we are in the App CPR project. And we are going to upload the screenshot first, just that way I don't forget to upload the screenshot. And then we're going to prompt using the 3-step prompt process. When I go to the home page, there is a triage or a start triage button and a sign in button. Currently, the sign in button is on top of the start triage button. See screenshot. Please ensure that these buttons are not overlapping so that the user can see both buttons clearly. Okay, so that is my prompt, and I'm just going to send that off to get fixed, and we're going to see it be fixed just before our eyes. That 3-step prompt process is a godsend. I don't prompt without that 3-step prompt process. Sometimes they might be a little bit shorter than normal, but it's always got that 3-step element. It's a religion. Okay. Awesome. Okay, we'll wait for this to finish. It takes 2 to 3 minutes. Does anyone have any questions on hosting, on the club, on App CPR, or anything else Famous related? How did the Notes app turn out? Oh, very good question. So I actually had it. It was on my screen for the longest time. So the one thing with the hosting with the Notes app is the one we did in in Supercool, Devon, didn't actually create us the link. It created us the whole app inside. Inside the app itself. When was that? Friday, right? Facebook ad. Where is it? Notes. Hello. No app prompt. So here is the Supercool version. So when you ask for something app specific in Supercool now, it doesn't just give you the prompt back. It actually develops the whole app, and this is the app that it developed for note flow. So yeah, this is the app. I added my eat a banana task, which I've now done. You can see my progress at the top is being completed. I can drag and drop the notes to wherever I want. I need to fix the authentication bug in production. I've done that. Prepare the slide deck for the client presentation. I've done that. I can edit these. I can add them. It's basically what we asked for. A very simple note to do system. So that was what Supercool created. And then in here, if I go to my dashboard, open that in a new tab. This is the purple notes organizer. This is what Famous created. So let's look at this in its own browser. It has me logged in because I'm logged in at the moment, but I could have signed out. I can create any note I like and add that as a note. And so the Supercool one actually had more features than the one that we gave a full specification of what we wanted. So let me add another note here and add that note. And now I can drag one note above the other note. I can mark it as complete. And then we got these little confettis. But the Supercool version actually is super cooler because it had more features around due dates and things like that, which obviously this can get added to, but it doesn't have those same functions. I can move it to not important, so now it's in this different thing. I can drag it and drop it to active notes. I can drag and drop it to completed, and then it automatically gets marked as completed, and there's the confetti again. So very simple prompt, two very different apps, one same requirement. So there we are. Those are the two apps that we created on last Friday's webinar, but it just took too long to get finished. Let's go back to app CPR. There we go. Now this is looking good. And what we're going to do is, again, we're going to download the code, and then we're going to go over to the hosting, and we're going to just find that file in my downloads folder, and now it's deploying. Very, very easy. One, saving money on hosting. Two, still as easy to deploy our services. Okay. Any other questions? Just wait for this to deploy, and then we go here and we refresh this, and the live site is now nicely spread out and looking awesome. So very, very simple. All right. How do I eliminate user needing to log back in all the time? They need to log in every time they open the app. Make sure that your login state is persistent. So if I, like here, I'm logged in right now. If I close that tab and then open a new tab with that same domain, I'm still logged in. So my auth state is persistent until I physically say I want to log out, wherever the logout button is over here, log out. So that's what you need. Is there a snippet for that prompt? No, but I can write you one because, that's what I do, right? Where's the club gone? Got too many things open. Oh, I'm in the club. I just closed it. How stupid. Right, prompt snippets. Add a new snippet. Persistent auth status. State. How do you ensure a user stays logged in until they log out? Please ensure that the auth state is perpetual and the user does not log out unless they specifically click the logout button. This means if they come back to the site a day later and they're still logged in, they don't need to log in again. There you go. It's in the prompt snippets, Devon. Feel free to reword it however you like. Look, just while I've been talking, I got 7, 7, 7, 7, and 30 more credits from Supercool. Does this also get rid of the delay to Superbase? What delay to Superbase? If it's coded right, look, let me just move around here. You know, if it's coded right, there shouldn't be any delay. I'm always logged in. I should be able to refresh this page and I'm always logged in. So there should not be a delay. I'm going to fix this because this is annoying. It's still talking about the 18th of November's webinars. So let's, while we're waiting, fix that. Dashboard, club, boom. In /events, the event list is listing dates that are in the past. Please only list events that are today or in the future. Let's get that fixed. All right, any other questions? Got 8 minutes left of my time before I vanish. Well, I'm not going to vanish. I'm going to prepare for my app CPR call this afternoon. I'm super excited about this one. It is for a guy that's written a software as a service, a SaaS system for farriers, people that look after horses. So they horseshoes and saddlery and all that type of stuff. And it deals with time management and things like that. Similar to the app, Devon, that you created for your industry, but for their industry. And he's got to a point that he has realized that he doesn't want to keep hacking at it, and he wants it finished, ready to launch, and has a launch date of April the 16th. And so we're going to help him get there, making sure the app is ready. He had a case. He had a case of green button-itis. Those of you that have used Famous enough will know what I mean by green button-itis. He actually thought that he had to click all 3 buttons each time. And so his app was just getting bigger and bigger with wasted stuff that he didn't really need. And when you're creating an MVP, a minimal viable product, you want to stay focused with what is the minimal viable product. Yes, those shiny pennies are great, but you do those afterwards. Get 1,000 users under your belt, prove a concept, and then add more stuff to it. Does subscription on hosting take care of the hosting, or one? No, that is hosting. That's everything. The price for host.ai app.builders includes your hosting and everything. All you need to do is make sure you keep your project asleep in Famous, so you're not double billed. So you need to once you've deployed it, put it to sleep and only wake it up when you're developing. And then when you finish developing, you put it back to sleep and deploy it on the hosting service. My user logs data in the app, and every time the app reconnects, it feels slow for the user to log in. I will first attempt to fix it. Okay. Yeah, so it could be that for some reason the code is downloading all of the data for that user and keeping it browser based, and then the browser is dealing with the distribution. You don't want that. You want it to be that it's pulling only what it needs for that particular page. I had this issue. Let me just publish this a second. And check that this is now fixed. There are no events. So yes, it's not showing any events in the past anymore because I haven't added any events for the future. So that's good. I kind of fixed it. Yes, EcoCircle Network. This app here, when it was first written, had a major issue that it was pulling down. It was pulling down everything and then filtering it on the browser. Now, this is a reuse, recycle kind of app, and you don't want to download 10,000 listings when only 100 of them are relevant to your area. And so that's what this app was doing. So that's possibly what's happening on your app, Vincent. It's possibly pulling too much down. Awesome. All right. Well, we're near the end of our time and live chat. There wasn't any live chat. That's a shame. I made it work. Oh, select stream. What does that do? Oh, there we go. Haha. There's one user. Wow. One user watching on the live stream. Welcome to them. Well, I love you all. See you on Friday. My next webinar is at 12 p.m. Eastern on Friday. And my Wednesday and my Friday webinars are pretty much the same format. I'll teach you what I know. You ask me what you don't know. And the two things will meet in the middle and collide and explode. Appreciate you all. See you all at the next one. Don't forget to register. Go to the events page. There we go. Janelle should put it in the list. Go to the events page, register, add it to your calendars. That way you'll get invited to every one of my Wednesday, and then register separately for Friday. They're two separate links, and then you'll get invited to both. All right, guys, have an amazing couple of days before Friday, and